A plane disappeared in 1955 and landed 37 years later. You might be an adventurous person and adventure excites you, but some things will happen and they will be so mysterious that even you are going to have a weird feeling. Just imagine, you're at an airport and all of a sudden a strange plane requests to land. And you realize that this is not a plane from present times, but from the past. How would you feel about it? Well, I'm sure you are already curious, so let's share the story without wasting your time. So, it is a typical sunny morning in New York. The date is the 22nd of July 1955. The Pan American Flight 914 is ready to take off from New York on a flight path scheduled to land several hours later in Miami. However, shortly after taking off, the plane seemingly vanished from the air traffic control's radar screens and disappeared into thin air. There were no records found, and the plane did not crash. Even though rescue teams were deployed, but there was no trace of passengers and the missing plane. Many efforts were made, but not even a single part of the missing plane was found. At last, government officials had to make an announcement that the plane crashed, taking the lives of those who were on board. Relatives of passengers were devastated. They asked many questions, but there was no answer to their questions. At some point, time might have healed their loss. But it doesn't end there. One fine morning of 1992, a flight appeared on Caracas, Venezuela. Air traffic controller Juan de la Corte claimed that the plane did not appear on their radar screens. Rather, he along with his other controllers spotted it as it approached the airport. When he radioed the pilot and asked for identification, the pilot responded in a frightened voice and asked where he was. He then told the controllers in a confused voice that he was charter flight 914 coming from New York and destined for Miami with 4 crew and 57 passengers aboard. Upon hearing the pilot, the control room fell quiet. Juan de la Corte informed him that he was in Caracas, Venezuela, and then asked if the plane was experiencing a disaster. After receiving no reply, the runway was quickly cleared for an immediate landing and the plane was brought down smoothly. After it had landed, the pilot was overheard talking to his co-pilot saying, "Jimmy, what the hell is this?" It was assumed that they were looking at the new model jet surrounding them on the runway as they sounded confused. It was probably as if they were looking at a spaceship. The pilot then informed the controllers that he was scheduled to land at Miami International Airport at 9:55 a.m. on July 2nd, 1955. Juan de la Corte radioed back to the pilot that he had landed at Caracas International Airport and the date was May 21st, 1992. Upon hearing the date, the pilot could be heard breathing heavily as he sputtered, "Oh my God." In an effort to calm him, the controller said they were sending a ground crew to help them out. Instead of being relieved, the pilot shouted not to come near the plane and that they were leaving. As the approaching ground crew neared the plane, they could see passengers looking out of the windows, and then the pilot opened his up to wave them away. While waving them off, he held a file in his hand and a small calendar that was later found to be dated from 1955 dropped to the ground. The pilots then restarted the plane's engines and took off without saying another word, despite the pleas for them to stay grounded and answer further questions, never to be seen again. Venezuelan civil aviation leaders quickly came in and confiscated all records relating to the strange event, including the recorded conversations and the calendar. They claimed to be investigating the incident further, and yet nothing ever came of it. And it blows everyone's mind how come a flight that disappeared 37 years ago appeared again with its passengers? How is this even possible? Where did it go? What happened? Oh well, this still stays a mystery. Since then, many conspiracy theories have emerged that try to make sense of it all. Some claim paranormal activity is to blame. Others point to a time travel portal of sorts, but nothing is for certain. It remains one of the world's biggest aviation mysteries to this day. Many people also believed it had something to do with the Bermuda Triangle, because many planes and ships went missing at that part of the Atlantic Ocean. Oh well, maybe it is just a horror story or a possibility that the time travel is possible. But still, there is no evidence of any of these possibilities. Maybe we will never know. So what do you think happened? Do let us know in the comment section. Let's share our views together. Bye-bye!